That didn't work. Hey guys, Trevin here, Gear Shift Garage, and I'd like to introduce to you the BMW. This is a 06 BMW 530xi. You've probably seen some shorts that I've been dropping recently, but this car, we are going to attempt to drive it from New York to LA. This thing is just designed to be on the road for as long as possible. Picked this thing up for free, had what we thought was an easy fix, just a front right CV axle. Had a bad vibration. The local shop quoted an insane amount of money to fix it. I fixed it. Car was good. Took it on a couple road tests. I thought everything was fine, and we've since realized that this thing needed suspension, brakes, CV axle, transfer case, actuator motor, and now a driveline. So we've been slowly getting this thing up to shape. I think by the time we get this thing done, it's going to be a brand new car. But we started trying to get the transfer case fixed. I took it on a drive over to Spokane. It's about 4 hours one way. And on the way, I got the trinity of lights. I got the brake light, the ABS light, the four-wheel drive light. It all came on. And unfortunately, the actuator motor for the transfer case crapped out on us. And so I pulled it apart, realized there's no fluid in it. We pulled the actuator motor out. It was seized up. I put new fluid in it. It ran out the transfer case, and realized that it had blown a seal. Put all new seals in the transfer case, got it all sealed up, and put it back together, and we were having some issues with the driveline. Couldn't get the driveline back in. Noticed that there was some wear there. Finally got the driveline in and vibrated like crazy. And that's kind of where we're at. Turns out the carrier bearing tore apart. The rear bearing is broken. So this just showed up, and we are going to put a new driveline in it. Well, I'm leaving on a trip, and when I get back, I immediately take this to North Carolina. I have 5 days to get this car roadworthy, comfortable driving. I need to make sure our fuel cell is going to work. Our transfer pump, I think, works pretty good, but I still have to do front shocks, and we have to figure out this transfer case. So I expedited shipping on the driveline. It just showed up today. We're here. It's late at night. We're going to put in some hours and get this thing knocked out and see if we can't fix it over the weekend so we can go on a trip once we leave. This car's been a love-hate relationship. I got rid of all the extra weight out of the back of the car. We shaved out about 100 pounds off of it. Small pile of stuff. It all came out of here. And I think this is going to be a great candidate for a fuel cell. And I think we can fit a lot of fuel back here. So here's what we have going on here. So we have the fuel cell. I've ran the vent line out to a bulkhead with a filter on the other side. Then we have our outlet, which is going into the fuel pump. Fuel pump is going back down, and then it comes out and into the fuel tank. All right, here's your rookie mechanic mistake lesson of the day. When you're trying to remove the fuel sending unit, make sure that the fuel sending unit doesn't spin with the ring. I didn't even notice, and it spun and it cracked, and now I have plastic in the tank. Put the fuel cell in. We've got all our electronics in the front, all our countermeasures, radar detector, GPS unit. I have night vision to install. That just showed up today. I'm hacking together a night shift or a night vision kit. We're using a 7-inch LED screen, and I'm using a Sony CCTV camera with LED spotlights or infrared lights as a way to illuminate so we can drive in blackout mode for, again, no other reason than entertainment purposes. And we're going to take this thing across the country. Again, I think between all the suspension goodies and everything else, this car is going to run like new. We upgraded all the brakes. They're all M5 brakes. I have M5 rear sway bar coming. We've got a lot of M5 parts on here to upgrade it with. So to help it be a little bit more stable going down the road, which I think will be a huge bonus for us. We deleted the muffler. We 3D printed an intake for it for our cold air intake. Comes right out, replaces the grill, one of the kidney grills, and channels air right through the car. Doing some testing, we noticed that we have not exceeded 10 degrees above ambient with that intake setup, which has done great for the tune that's in the car. We're getting excellent fuel mileage, especially at speed. For, again, on closed circuits, we've noticed that in the triple digits, under about 120, we're still maintaining about 15, 14 miles of the gallon, which is exactly what we were shooting for in this thing. We're going to go ahead and replace the guinto. Since we are replacing the driveline, I figure we might as well throw a new one in here, just make everything new as much as we can, especially if the car is going to be sustaining highway speeds for a prolonged period of time. That should be the way to go. The driveline's in. It was a bear and a half, but you know, when you get everything bolted right, things seem to go a little bit easier. So we're just going to bolt up the exhaust now and then take this thing out for a rip and see if we have any vibration. I still am stuck on the transfer case. I don't understand. I have no lights, everything's fine, and as soon as I hit the gas or put it in drive and go, I get all the lights in the transfer case wigs out. I put a brand new actuator in, and I'm showing a low voltage to the actuator. I see that it mounts, or the module for it, connectors under the passenger seat, so maybe there's something going on in there. I don't know, but we will find out shortly. I still don't have the front shocks on. I still don't have a lot of the wiring done, but we're getting close. So hopefully this trip will be a good test, especially going in December from Montana to North Carolina. Will be a great test to see how this thing does in the snow. We have Blizzak tires, so it should be good as far as traction. I'm not worried about it. And then we're carrying an additional 200 pounds of fuel, so I should have plenty of weight in the rear. We'll see. This thing has 178,000 miles on it, but hey, you can't beat it for free, right? What started as a really cheap, easy car has turned into quite the nightmare. I was in Spokane and stopped by the BMW dealer and asked them if they could take a look really quick to see what was going on with this thing. And I got, do you have an appointment? Do you have an appointment? Do you have an appointment? No, but, you know, could someone come out and look at it? Do you have an appointment? And I totally understand what the flack is for owning a BMW now and the ownership that goes with it. Definitely wasn't impressed with the attitude there. Unfortunately, we've tried everything we can do to get this car ready to go for when we get back, and the clutch pack and the transfer case is so worn that I cannot get the car to reset the actuator motor. So found a used transfer case at a wrecking yard with 60,000 miles on it. It will be here while we are gone. If I have enough time to get this thing installed, we may still do the trip. Otherwise, we're going to fly to North Carolina, fly back, and then we'll take this car on a 10-hour road trip to North Dakota one way. So it'll be a 20-hour total trip, and run it through its paces over Christmas. And I'll let you guys know how that goes. But for now, we are going to wait on a transfer case and see what this thing can do. That didn't work.